can't do it. Your only limit in life is your own imagination. Your only limit in life is your imagination. If you can imagine, if you can just start thinking about it, if you can just start getting that feeling moving in your body, what's going to happen is you're going to start to move toward it on accident. You wouldn't have to use willpower to get started. You have to use, if anything, you have to use willpower to stop. You got to start using your mind on purpose. You got to start using your mind on purpose. You are not an accident. You got to quit living like one. You got to get a goal. You got to get several goals, but you got to start with a goal. You got to start thinking about that goal. You got to start not thinking about not having that goal. You got to start thinking about already being the person in possession of that. You got to make it familiar to your nervous system. Subconscious mind pushes away what's unfamiliar. So if your goal is foreign to you, if your goal is unfamiliar, you're going to accidentally push it away. Your job is to think about your goal enough that it becomes familiar. Just thinking about it. And this is what I love about thinking about a goal. You can think about it in the car. You can go lay by the pool and think about it. You can sit on your balcony and think about it. You can lay across your bed and think about it. You can sit in a recliner and think about it. It don't matter if you're on a city bus, in a car, on a train, on an airplane. You can think about it. Start thinking about what you want. I understand if you don't have the resources to physically get started. I understand if you don't got the money and the relationships to physically get started. But it don't cost nothing to think. Thinking is free. Thinking is free. Start thinking about what you want. Start putting your attention on what you want. And I promise you, you're going to start moving toward it on accident. Think about it. When you think about what you don't want, you don't got to try to get upset. You don't got to try to get overwhelmed. You don't got to try to feel down and depressed and sad. That's the natural result of focusing on, of thinking about what you don't want. When you start thinking in the opposite direction, watch how your emotions and feelings automatically go in the opposite direction. You're supposed to feel bad when you think about stuff that you don't want. A lot of people that are into like the spiritual stuff and manifesting and all of this stuff, I think a lot of people get it twisted. You think you're supposed to be able to look at things that you don't like, give your full blown attention to things that you don't like, and use affirmations to feel better. That's not how it goes. You're supposed to focus on things that excite you. You're supposed to focus on things that motivate you. You're supposed to focus on your goals, and that's where the excitement comes from. That's where the energy comes from. Now, when you're doing that and you're using the affirmations and all those other tools, you can pick up some real momentum. But when you constantly putting your attention on what you don't like and then trying to use affirmations to feel better, you're just putting yourself on like a seesaw. Feel bad, now I feel a little better. I feel better, now I feel a little better. I feel better. No, get some momentum going in the direction of what you want. Put your attention on what you want. Understand that your thoughts create things. Everything around you was once just an idea. YouTube at one point was just an idea. This car that I'm in at one point was just an idea. The words that I'm saying, before they were words, they were ideas. You got to start celebrating your ideas. You got to understand the power of your idea. You got to understand that the idea is the thing. The desire for the business is the business. The desire for a relationship is the relationship. But you got to get excited before the seed grows. Desires are like seeds, and having the thing is like the tree or the plant. You got to plant the seed, and you got to leave the seed in the ground long enough for reality to catch up to you. Reality has a time delay. You don't have the baby the same day you get pregnant. You don't get the flower the same day you plant the seed. Reality has a time delay. And you got to stop digging up your seed just because reality hasn't caught up yet. If you leave the seed in the ground, it will respond. If you leave the seed in the ground, it will respond. Give reality time to catch up to you. Stop following reality. Make reality follow you. You should not be following your bank account. Your bank account should be following you. You should not be following your scale. Your scale should be following you. You should not be following your credit score. Your credit score should be following you. Figure out what it is you want and start thinking about it. As you start to think about it, you're going to accidentally start to move in that direction. You're going to come up with some real good ideas on accident. You're gonna read some real good books on accident. You're gonna listen to some cool podcasts on accident. You're gonna watch some YouTube videos to help you out on accident. You gotta start focusing on what you want. You cannot get what you want until you know what you want. Once you know what you want, you gotta start spending a lot of time thinking about it. You gotta start spending a lot of time focusing on it. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. Disease can't stop you. Diagnosis can't stop you. Depression can't stop you. Anxiety, PTSD, divorce, separation. Nothing can stop you if you learn how to control your focus. Get clear about what you want and start focusing on what you want. Get clear about what you want and start focusing on what you want. I'm telling you, as you start focusing on it, it's going to change the way you think. It's going to change the way you feel. It's going to change your body language. It's going to change how you shake hands. It's going to change how you hold eye contact. It's going to change how you value your time. It's going to change what you do with your money. Start focusing on what you want. Of course, it feels unfamiliar the first few times you think about it. Keep thinking. Keep thinking about it. Keep thinking on purpose. You are not an accident. You are not an accident. You have purpose. But in order to get the most out of that purpose, in order to truly activate that purpose, you got to start living on purpose. You can't afford to live like an accident. It's too expensive to live like an accident. Letting your imagination just do whatever it want to do. Letting your thoughts and feelings do whatever they want to do. You got to get in the habit of telling your thoughts how to think and telling your feelings how to feel. You got to get in the habit of setting goals and focusing on those goals. I'm telling you, as you focus on those goals, you will start to feel motivated. You will start to feel inspired. You will get a fire going inside of you. Then it becomes something that you get to do, not something that you got to do. Your energy is going to be different. Your momentum is going to be different. People will want to invest in you. People will want to do business with you. People will want to date you. People will want to be your friend. But when you focus on what you don't want, the only thing you can attract is other people who want to complain with you. All you can do is attract other people who focus on what they don't want, and they're not creative. They're not innovative. I'm not gonna say they're not creative, but they're not expressing their creative nature. Because if you're a human, you're creative. You were created to create. It's in your nature to create. I'm from Louisiana. It's in your nature to create, but you got to start creating on purpose. Creators create. They don't wait. What do you want? Start focusing on it so that you can create it. If you can think it, you can do it. If you can think it, you can do it. If you can't think it, you can't do it. And it works in both directions. If you think anxiety, you're going to do anxiety. Think depression, you're going to do depression. Think about things that motivate you, you're going to accidentally get motivated. Think about things that excite you, you're going to accidentally get excited. Now, don't confuse thinking about it with thinking about not having it. Don't confuse thinking about being successful with thinking about how you're not successful. That's not the same thing. You gotta start practicing the having of what you want. Having is a state of being. Having has to happen in here and in here before it happens out there. What's going on out there is a reflection of what's going on in here. What's happening out there is a reflection of what's going on in here. Your only limit in life is your own imagination. Your only limit in life is your own imagination. Change your imagination. Change what you do with your imagination. You'll accidentally change your life. Change what you do with your imagination. You'll accidentally change how you walk in the rooms. You'll accidentally change how other people treat you by changing how you use your imagination. You'll accidentally change your body language. You'll accidentally put your shoulders back, your chest out, your chin up. You'll start walking different when you start imagining on purpose. Things that don't align with you will become invisible to you when you just start using your imagination on purpose. I can, and the good news is you can anything you want to think. Now, the first time you think it, it might be hard to hold it in your head. Second time you think it, it might be hard to hold because it's unfamiliar. You don't have the neural network to support it. Keep thinking. Every time you fire a thought in that direction, you're building that neural structure. Every time you think a thought in that direction, you're strengthening your ability to hold that thought, to maintain that thought. Think about it. It's behaviors, it's actions, it's moves that you get in on accident right now. It don't take you no willpower to get annoyed. It don't take you no willpower to get stressed and overwhelmed. What if you can get it to where it's flowing in the opposite direction, where you start accidentally getting motivated, accidentally getting inspired, accidentally getting in your creative zone, accidentally coming up with some real good ideas, accidentally being in the right place at the right time, saying the right thing to the right people on accident. In order to get that momentum going, you got to start using your mind on purpose. You got to start focusing on purpose. You got to start having some positive expectance about life. You got to expect things to go well for you. You can't be walking out into the world going, oh, well, it's sunny, it's a recession, and then the government was shut down, and this is going on, so I know this is going to be. No, you can't be walking around thinking like that. You got to expect the best out of yourself. You got to expect the best out of the people around you. You got to expect the best out of the world. You got to accept that you live in an abundant universe. It's true whether you accept it or not, but in order for you to benefit from it the way you want to, you got to accept it. It's resources out there. It's money everywhere. It's money everywhere. It's so much money out there. It's so much money out there. You got to convince yourself this is a great time to be alive. There's so much opportunity out there. There's opportunities in AI. There's opportunity in sales. There's opportunity in entrepreneur. You got to convince yourself of that. Now, when you convince yourself of that, you're going to accidentally start walking through life as if it's true. When you convince yourself out of that, you're going to become the type of person that has a solution for every problem. Now, when you're convinced of the opposite of that, you're the type of person that has a problem for every solution. The work has to start inside of you. Go ahead and become the version of yourself you desire to be. When I work with professional athletes, I always tell my athletes, you don't get a trophy and then become a champion. What happens is you become a champion. Yes, sir. You become a champion. When you become a champion, you're going to accidentally start eating different. When you become a champion, you're going to accidentally start showing up to practice early and leaving practice late. When you become a champion, you're going to accidentally start hitting the weight room a little more. When you become a champion, you're going to accidentally start going to bed at a reasonable time. When you become a champion, you're going to hold yourself to a higher standard. You're going to hold your teammates to a higher standard. When you become a champion, you're going to accidentally get a trophy, because that's what champions do. Now, if you're waiting on a trophy to become a champion, you'll never become a champion. But if you just become a champion, you'll accidentally get a trophy. Because trophies don't make champions, champions make trophies. Money doesn't make millionaires, millionaires make money. Businesses don't create entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs create businesses. If you're waiting on a business to become an entrepreneur, you'll never get a business. To even get the idea of a business, you got to sit in the mindset, you got to sit in the energy, you got to hang out in the frequency of an entrepreneur. You don't get the result, then get the feeling. You get the feeling, and then you get the result. Neville Goddard was not lying when he said feeling is the secret. Feeling is the secret. How do I need to feel? How do I need to think so that I accidentally do the things that I need to do to achieve my goal? Go ahead and start practicing those thoughts. Go ahead and start practicing those feelings. Go ahead. What you waiting on? Start practicing those thoughts. But before you can practice the thoughts, before you can practice the feelings, you got to know what you want. A lot of people I meet, a lot of people I work with, their biggest problem is they don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. How you gonna get what you want if you don't know what you want? Think about that. How you gonna get it if you don't even know what it is? But you know what you don't want. You're an expert at what you don't want. All you talk about is what you don't want. You mastered the vibration of what you don't want. You mastered the frequency of what you don't want, and you wonder why you get so much of it. All right, I'm finna land. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for kicking it with me.